Today we're going to learn how to install brushes to Photoshop to create some pretty cool effects. First, however, we're going to take a look at this brilliant example of marketing by Adana. So she used this Home of the Cougars poster as inspiration and produced her own very own high quality professional looking graphic design. I'm super impressed. You did an exceptional job with the schedule, with the logos in the lower right hand corner. Well done, Adana. So now let's jump right on into brushes. What are they? How do they work? We remember this poster that many of us used as inspiration. We can see that they got these pretty cool effects. These like sort of scattered brushes and splatter on the logo. Um, it looks a little bit like there's smoke sort of floating around down here and behind the players. How do we do that? How do we add that to Photoshop? What you guys are going to do is you're going to go to brushcz.com, and on the front page we've got brushes, we've got patterns, textures, and premium graphics. What we're going to do though is we're going to explore just the brushes, and you're going to click on Browse by Category. When you do, you can browse by popular tags. Certainly encourage you to check out any and all of them. Textures is cool, as is nature and splatters. Today, however, I think your best bet for these basketball posters is abstract. And what you're going to do is you're going to explore. They've got cool lens flares, they've got bubbles, water, and stones. You're going to jump from one page to the next. What I did is I found one that I thought looked pretty cool, called Resound brushes. You'll notice that there's this blue tab right here, right? And it says free download. You left click on it and it prompts us to log in. You don't have to. What you could do is simply click, not right now, just download it. And when you left click, it takes you to a new window where it says it's going to begin automatically in 1 second. And I can see that it's downloading on my computer. It's going to download on your Mac as well. Although the installation might be a little bit different for you guys. I'm on Windows 10. So what you need to do is double click by opening up that window. And I can see that it's an ABR file. So that's the kind of brush file that we're going to be doing. And I've already downloaded a few earlier. To install it, you're going to take that brush file and you're going to click and drag it to your hard drive. I'm just dragging it to the desktop, and I see that it's labeled Resound Brushes. So I'm going to go back to Photoshop and take a look at Ryan's example that we were exploring yesterday, and you'll notice that I added a little bit of contrast by using the rectangular marquee, using this color green, and then dropping the opacity. But again, how do we create this sort of cool splatter effect? Well, what you need to do is make sure that you're on a new layer. So let's see, I'm going to make sure I'm right underneath the Gators layer. I'm going to create a new layer, and I'm going to right click. And when you're using the brush and you right click, we've got all these brushes that you can choose from, right? In fact, if you click on the lower right hand corner, you can then click and drag out your menu. So you've got lots of brushes you can choose from. To add new brushes, you're going to click on the this little black arrow in the upper right hand corner. And then we can see that if we scroll down a little bit, we can load brushes. So I'm going to left click. I'm going to go to the desktop where I saved my brushes, and you can see that I've got a whole bunch that I just downloaded, and including these new ones, Resound, that we just downloaded together. I'm going to double click, and I'm going to scroll down, and they just popped in Resound at the very bottom, and I think it's just these bottom two brushes. So I'm going to click on the last one. It's in sort of chronological order and final time, and that looks pretty awesome. Remember, because we're using a brush and it's on its own layer, we can do Command T and rotate. And if you were so inclined, you could add a layer style. So we know we can go to layer, layer style, and then for these sorts of brushes, we're going to do an outer glow. Let's change the color to, I don't know, let's try this sort of teal, this light blue, and change the blending mode to screen and press OK. And that looks kind of cool. Maybe we want to do this a few more times, and because we're on the same layer with this layer style already selected, what we can do is we can go through and we can add this a few more. So that looks kind of cool and abstract. I'm not sure, Ryan, if this is the look that you're going for, but you can certainly check it out. One more thing, we've got all these, many of you guys have these action photos of the basketball players. I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to right click, and I'm going to choose a different brush. We'll try whatever. We'll try this one and see what happens. And the brush is white, And that looks kind of cool. I'm going to right click and I'll select another one and let's see what happens. That one also looks cool. I'm going to again go to layer. I'm going to go to layer style. Let's do outer glow one final time. I'm going to select, let's try blue and see what happens. We're going to change the blending mode from screen to normal. And that looks cool. If you ever want to go back in the layers palette, you can left click on this little arrow. It drops down the effect that you just added. If we double click on outer glow, we can go back and change the size and the spread. So that looks pretty awesome. That's way too much spread. You guys want to be easy on that. Sometimes less is more. Uh, we definitely don't want these brushes on this text, right? Not great contrast, but because this is a brush and we're on the right layer, we can take out the eraser and maybe drop down the hardness and maybe sort of just delete that a little bit. That looks okay. You guys are going to do something far more creative and professional than this. Aspiring to produce graphic design on this level. Good luck with the brushes. Can't wait to see your work.